So now at this rate, I think we take a quick peek at our map. Next on our list is probably, yeah, going to end up being the Geth Outpost. I imagine we may not find anything in between where we are right now and that. So brace ourselves accordingly. Last time we saw... What did we see last time? Was that the one where we had the dropship showing up outside? And some of the... Actually, a lot of snipers. And a Colossus, I think? And yep. Our radar is jammed. That definitely means we got Geth nearby. Let's maybe save here just in case, because we are certainly expecting a fight. I think I may remember this one as well. Let's see what we can find from here. Signs of Geth? Question mark? And last time, we started approaching, and then suddenly we were just getting hit by rockets, and we were like, okay, I think they're over there. Actually, a little bit further than I would have thought, though. Let's more precisely place this marker directly on top of the outpost. That way, no, even with that, not gonna help us too much. There it is. There it is. We sniped a sniper. Sniped another sniper. Oh, I missed that one, though. Sniped another sniper. Got someone else. There's someone here. Got you. Don't think... no, someone's in us. Owie. Someone in there. Can't quite hit them. Can't get the angle quite right. There's definitely someone in this tower. Whoa! Well, hitting the rock directly in front of us. It's definitely not going to hit them. No, that's still not hitting them. Let's try slightly different angle. There we go. That's one more. That may have hit us. That definitely hit them, though. Hold on. That's a dropship. So in this instance, what you can actually do is, I believe you can actually destroy said dropship. And what happens is if you do that, they stop spawning in more enemies. That being said, it is actually not a very good idea to do so. Because, of course, by taking out the dropship, you will minimize the number of enemies you face, and in doing so, actually reduce the total amount of experience and loot and what have you that you can get from this encounter. So that's not really in your best interest. But it is preferable to just let the Geth keep on dropping here and sniping away while they're trying to hit us. And I mean, they are occasionally perhaps landing a shot or two, but I mean, they're trying to hit us with, like, what, maybe assault rifles from, what's it say here? At one point, it showed us what the estimated distance was between where we are and where we're targeting, but this is quite far. I mean, if you say that, there are still some more Geth here. That happened last time as well, though, I think. They said we were done before we actually got rid of everyone. But I think now everyone is well and truly down. So let's take a look at our equipment. Usually we do get a fair bit of stuffs when we fight large groups of enemies like that. Kinetic coil, I believe, is the level 8 version of the stabilizer. So, well, not much different from what we were getting previously, although it may provide some other bonuses that may be a little bit more useful. Because like I was saying before, once you get to level 8, you get slightly different, more broader upgrades, and that it will give you different stats, or more different stats, but less specialized. So maybe less weapon stability, but a little bit of something else, and that'd be kind of nice after having a bazillion of the weapon stability upgrades. Then high explosive rounds 8 might be the one we have. We recently got an upgrade for that. I think it was 8. double check, I suppose. Yeah, we're on 8 right now. Okay. Let's maybe, I mean, I'm tempted to go over there and actually see if there's anything to loot in that spot. That being said, that would require that we, of course, drop down. And this was fantastic. Having the high ground like this meant that certainly once we got rid of their snipers and their rocket troopers, there was not very much they could do to stop us. There's actually some minerals down there as well, so yeah. I think in that case, we'll definitely be looking ahead in that direction anyway. So yeah, we'll decline at least a bit. Let's just verify what elevation said minerals are at before we go too aggressively here. Thank you, Mako. And at this rate, we've got the base is right there. The minerals, I can't really see. They're behind us here somewhere. Let's maybe try to nab those first. That's it, I believe. Don't touch it! Don't touch it, Shepard! There we go. And I think we have all the rare earth metals that we need. So now let's just actually make it all the way over to the outpost, and I mean, there may not be any loots or, you know, crates of things of that variety over there. I don't think there were the previous base. Well, this one looks like it's maybe marginally bigger. So it would seem like it's perhaps possible, albeit maybe somewhat unlikely. While we're in the area, let's see what they had going on here. So these were the towers that they were using. They were camping out in these, trying to snipe us from there. Snipe us or shoot rockets at us. And those were the ones that, I mean, we had pretty good success hitting them from up there. That is pretty cool to see. That's where we were shooting from. I think that ledge initially, and then we started going over to that ledge after that. And once we got rid of these guys up in the towers, then it was quite a bit more straightforward. They were the only ones who really had the range to hit us from here. But anyways, let's take a look at our map now, because we have, I think we, started here-ish? Possibly even, no, I think we started down in the southern section, central southern section, and then we went up around this way. Now, obviously, we're here, and so I think we just have this southeastern corner remaining. Yeah, man. Whoa, that's not a drop-off I was expecting. But, okay, sure, it looks kind of inevitable. Let's do it. So graceful. So elegant. Oh, Mako, how do you do it? Then again, we might need to go back up here. At least from this angle, it doesn't look so bad. Stay on it. There we go. Alright. Not so bad after all, I suppose. This part a little tricky, though. Make it around here. Ooh, come on. Huzzah. Look at that. Okay, so that is the edge. Over there. Basically. Not seeing much there at the moment. Technically, oh, okay. Let's go after these minerals here. Are they elevated or not? There may not be. In which case, I'm a little reluctant to do that at the moment. Maybe they're somewhere in between. Kind of hard to tell. They look close. But they may be, you know, all the way down there. Hello? Anybody down there? Any minerals? I think so. Only one way to find out. My guess is gonna be here. In theory, we're right on top of it. Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah, we were actually running over it. In fact, I was like, where is it? It looks like we're right next to it. Yeah, we are quite literally on top of it. It was this. Not just a random rock. Actually, turns out that's the thing we were looking for. Okay, let's take a look at our map here. Because I think we did get rather close to that spot. And, I mean, if we just go slightly further this way, I think we'll basically have completed our circle. That was interesting. And then maybe we just go a little bit north from there just to check out the middle of this planet. And that, I think, will be about the planet in its entirety. Yeah, I think this big flat area is where we likely spawned in. So let's just head north, because I don't think we had anything that was specifically telling us to go there. Yeah, like we started to go a little bit further north for this, and to a certain extent for the outpost, but would have theoretically still missed some things if there are things that are quite truly in the middle. So we'll just take a quick look. Unfortunately, this is the spot that is the flattest, and therefore, by far, the easiest to traverse. But this is no problem. If we had to climb one of those 90-degree angle mountains to get to the middle, then we might be having a different conversation. But comparatively speaking, this is pleasant. It's a walk in the park. Yeah, and we've gotten these minerals already. So I think that is probably our indication that we are good to go here. Head back up to the Normandy. Okay, so that is the third of 4 of the Geth outposts. That was Caspian. And now, next on the list is going to Vamshi. Okay, so let's see. Here we have actually just, is this only 3 planets in the system? Quite small. We have Maji, which looks like the place where we can land, and this is extremely red. Maji orbits the Vamshi binary giant stars. Vamshi A is a blue star of spectral class A4111 that I don't know. Oh yeah, you can see 2 stars in the sky. One is blue and one is very red. Or orange red. So let's see. So the blue star of a spectral class A4111, which burns at half again the temperature of Sol. Vamshi B is an aging red giant of class M5111, over 220 times the size of Sol. Sol being the sun in Earth's system. So yeah, that red one. That red one's pretty big, pretty hot. Maji has a thin atmosphere of methane and carbon monoxide. Oh, that doesn't sound pleasant. The difference in temperature between the hemisphere facing the suns and that facing deep space causes constant wind, stirring the silica and sodium dust of the surface. Unsavory characters from the Terminus systems occasionally use Maji in forms of cruel sport, dumping slaves, hostages, quarreling shipmates, or even, when bored, vicious animals on the surface. Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. One must kill the other before they will be rescued from the lethal radiation of the giant stars. Oh, yeah, Also, I suppose the giant stars apparently will, you know, I mean, in addition to just generally being hot, just fry you with radiation, which makes sense. And this is interesting. The temperature says minus 121 degrees Celsius, and it was saying how on one side you'll get toasted, on the other side you'll get frozen. So perhaps that temperature reading is on the quote-unquote deep space side. I would think maybe that's the case. We can land here, but let's explore the other planets first, and that's the one we'll finish on. So we also have Kragel. Kragel is an enormous terrestrial world with an atmosphere of chlorine and ethane. Its surface is mainly composed of sulfur with deposits of aluminum. No landing has ever been attempted. Oh. Okay. We'll survey it, though. Turian insignia recovered. While scanning the planet Kragel, you discovered several marker buoys orbiting it. Chief Engineer Adams secured some high-res optical images of the buoys, which appear to have been neglected for some time. Each one was marked with the Batika colony insignia. Alright. Sure. Then we have Almos. Almos is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of sodium darkening its atmosphere. Almost enough of them to make it black, but not quite. Nothing we can do with that planet, unfortunately. So that means that our... well, yeah, only 3 planets in this system. So next on our list is to actually land on Maji. So let's do it. Okay, so we've been experimenting a bit with our setups here. We've, for the most part, been prioritizing either tech abilities or crowd control with biotics, less so the combat strength. And so for that reason, we have not yet used Ashley. We also have not yet used Liara, and that might mean that this could be an opportunity to get her in on the action. That might not be a bad idea, per se. So why don't we do that then? And then if we are to go that route, that means we are very much loading up on the biotics. A little bit of tech coming from just us. Might want a little bit more of that, and getting some combat would also probably be helpful. So that would mean if we are trying to balance that out, then that would mean Garrus giving us a little bit of those two things. So he's probably the natural fit, unless we want to go all in on combat with our second character instead, with someone like Ashley. But, alright, sure. Fine, we'll take Ashley just because we haven't taken her for a little while, so let's go with this then. Okay, yeah, and this one is definitely, as we expected, very red. And it has been a while since we used Ashley. That means we've gotten a few levels since then. So she has a few skill points to use here, and I think we were trying to make our way over to Master Carnage. We can get that now, so let's do that. Then, I mean, with one more level, she can get Advanced Shield Boost. Not sure how helpful that really is, but there's maybe something to be said for it. Otherwise, might not be a bad idea to just have her load up on more Soldier, making her generally tankier. We've done something similar to this with Rex, with his passive gives him, similarly, life and life regeneration. Or actually, is it melee and life regeneration? It might not give him flat life. But that is not a bad idea, because we are, of course, are not exactly the tankiest of characters ourselves. So having someone like Ashley, or when not Ashley, Rex, to fill that role is definitely a nice thing to be able to do, so let's go for it, and it's almost enough to get her up to 500 HP. Then Liara does also have a point here, and for her, we just finished getting to electronics. She's in a bit of a tough spot, because the abilities that we like, she's fully leveled up. The abilities that we don't like, basically nothing on them. So, what does that mean we go for here? I mean, it might come down to what are the sort of in-between levels giving us, and do we like that more for anyone? Like, Barrier might be the answer, to tell you the truth, even if we don't necessarily want to or care about unlocking Stasis, just to make that a little bit stronger, because this is, let's see, your shields. Bolster your shields with a biotic barrier that will absorb up to 400 points of damage. So it's basically like adding a second life bar, or second shield bar. Yeah, because will not block attacks that bypass shields. So basically a second shield bar. Still vulnerable to toxin damage because that will ignore shields, but that is perhaps not a bad idea. Load up on that a little bit more, because alternatively we're getting more health restored when we use first aid, or, well, basically the same thing here. A little bit of recharge time and biotics. I mean, 4% is something from just one skill point. So you could maybe make the case that just putting in one here is not bad, and then, you know, as you get further down, you start to see the diminishing returns. Actually, it's 4% for the first one, and then it remains a 2% increase with every subsequent level. And that's a little hard to get excited about, but maybe the first one is at least good enough to make her biotics a little bit stronger to justify that, even if I still kind of hate it. Okay, now let's take a look at our map, though, because we're actually a bit of a strange spot here. We're sort of in the southwestern corner, and we have an anomaly down here, and we have the Geth outpost basically straight ahead of us. So, I'm thinking, and debris down here. This looks like this is going to be a very small planet. I'm just getting, for some reason, I'm getting those vibes. It seems like there may not be a lot of ground to cover in between where we currently are and these things here. I could be wrong, but I think we'll go counterclockwise here, because, again, generally, I prefer to end, or be close to ending, on the most significant thing on the planet. So let's mark maybe right around here, which means that at least to start things off, we'll definitely want to go basically in exactly the opposite direction that we are currently facing. Okay, there is a set of minerals over here as well. So that is definitely something we'll want to pick up. I just want to see if we can maybe spot this corner first. Yeah, I think we can. Then our way back, we can pick up those minerals. Doesn't look like there's anything there. So now let's check out the minerals. Now, I was saying it before, but I feel like we're getting fairly close to finishing this quest. Which, when you first pick it up, feels like something that you will just never finish. But if you're relatively thorough, and we have been, going to a bunch of side quests on different uncharted worlds, and you just, when you're there, make a point of exploring, then you'll definitely make it happen. And as I've said before, there are excess sources of those resources. You don't need every last one of them. You can theoretically skip some and still complete the mission. Like, just curious. If we look now, how close are we? Valuable minerals. Yeah, we are 1 light metal away and 3 heavy metals away. So we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Okay, and here is the question mark. I think it's more or less the thing that I put the marker on. I mean, I kind of put it just a little bit to the south of it, more so to mark the edge of the map. So what will this be? Because on previous occasions, on worlds where we had Geth outposts, sometimes it's actually, the question marks turned into other places with Geth. So this may not be just a simple, straightforward, and safe crashed probe. And again, it could be. Actually, 2 question marks nearby. We see both those question marks on our map? We only see 1 on our map. That's a little strange. That raises a bit of an alarm for me. Because sometimes in these types of situations, it means there's a Thresher Maw nest. This could potentially mean that one of these question marks is basically, you know, a trap, and then the other one, was, you know, bait to entice you, and then the other one is the actual nest itself. But wouldn't necessarily rule that out. Let's save, because I don't think we've saved yet on this planet. And, alright, only one way to know for certain. Let's check it out. We're close. The other reason why I'm suspicious is we're close enough to these things that I would think that at this range we would see them. I don't really see anything. At least this one that's closer to us is, like, theoretically right there. But I don't see anything. That's strange. Unless it's, like, that twig, but I don't think it is. Right on top of us? Except it is that twig. It is, in fact, precisely that twig. And by twig, I mean ancient debris. Now, this may still be a trap. Sometimes, like I said, there's some bait where there's something to loot. And then sometimes it's only once you loot it that the pressure model actually comes out. So we'll have to be on our guard here for just a second as soon as we are done with this. But it's a Turian insignia that we recovered. This strange-looking sensor had some ancient graffiti scribbled on it. It appears to be marked with the Edison colony insignia. Yeah, I'd like to get in the Mako. Okay. Nothing as of yet. Let's continue along the edge here a little bit, and then we'll see if we can spy what this other one might be. A little bit further away. In theory, it's like right there-ish somewhere. That's not really flat ground. So we're not be as suspicious of the pressure maul, but then again, who knows? We'll move in for it here. It's supposed to be like right here. I don't see anything here either. Very strange. Oh, it's an odd skull. How very odd. I guess we'll open the odd skull. This massive skull is scored by deflected mass accelerator shots. The xenobiology files in your hardsuit computer can't identify the species. It must have been brought here by an unknown from an unknown world. That's moderately terrifying. What exactly it is, nobody knows. And, you know, it's kind of hard to... From this angle, you can't see it at all, but... Try to give you a better view. By running it over. I really can't tell. Alright, but anyways, let's head back to checking out the perimeter of the planet, because, oh, except that's not the direction we were supposed to go in, was it? I went a little bit further north than I intended, but that is the debris that we knew about. We just duck a little further south, make sure we're not missing anything. Yeah, this is actually pretty close to the edge. So let's make a point of making sure there is nothing there, other than a conveniently placed mountain right on that corner of the map. But yeah, nothing there. At least by the looks of things. So let's see what this debris is in that case. And this planet is, quite good at hiding things, it seems. Where is this? On the other side of this hill where we can't currently see it? Perhaps? I wouldn't rule that out, seeing as how that's the way that seemingly everything has been thus far. Where is this? It's tiny. Looks like a crash probe, though. Okay. Ooh, this one is not easy. I like this side, though. I like this opportunity. Ooh, look at this! Finally! Other weapon upgrades, frictionless materials. I like this one a lot. Snowblind rounds as well. Let's take a look. We've been waiting for this kind of stuff for a while. Let's see, so we have Ashley, we have Liara. I think will definitely be more relevant for Ashley. But if we look at our upgrades here, we have Heat Sink, which is 12% heat absorption. But if we look at frictionless materials, it is basically the upgraded version of that. It is 12% heat absorption versus 20% heat damping. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the difference, if any, is between heat absorption versus heat damping. Frictionless materials give rounds more power and impact while minimizing weapon overheating. It might mean that heat absorption, like one of them, I'm not actually sure which one does which of these. I think heat absorption means that firing your weapon overloads your weapon more slowly, whereas it might be that frictionless materials heat damping means that if your weapon does overload, it takes less time for it to get back to being fireable. Not 100% sure about that, though. I could be wrong. Other than that, obviously, it also gives a small damage boost. Then Kinetic Coil was the one that we got recently that I was saying is basically the upgraded stability one. And it does give stability, yes, but it does, at the very least, still give some damage boost as well. And then I thought we got Rail Extension. Yeah. This might have been the one that I was talking about a little while, perhaps even before that. Damage. A whole lot of damage. Does significantly hinder your heat absorption, so it means you're firing less, but you're dealing more damage when you do fire. And so depending on what weapon you're talking about, that may or may not be a decent fit, but I think if it is the right fit, then it can be extremely good, so I do like that. Heat Sink, yeah, I guess we'll give you frictionless materials. I'm hesitant to do so, because I feel like we don't use Ashley as much as we use Garrus and Rex, and so I feel like for that reason, perhaps they would be our preferred assault rifle users, and we should make sure that they have the best possible gear. But then again, Ashley is our soldier. She is our dedicated weapons person. That is her specialty. That is her skill. Okay, so we'll keep on heading up here. And I don't think we have anything on our map in this area, right? No, this is all quite empty, at least according to what we already know, or really don't know, about this area. We'll keep our eyes peeled here. The other thing is, at least from an enemy standpoint, I mean, we haven't had anything yet, have we? Been quite quiet in that regard. I was suspicious on a couple of occasions when we saw encounters, or when we had encounters that we couldn't see. Okay, now here's the edge of the world. Just get a little closer, make sure we're not missing out on anything here. But it doesn't appear as though we are. So we'll head over this way, and at this rate, we are now, I believe, starting to head toward the Geth outpost. So it is certainly possible that we will see our radar get jammed, or just see some red dots start to pop up as we get closer. And I wonder if they are on either of these mountains. Either way, I think we probably do want to try to be up here, so that way if we do need to go up them, we are already capable of doing that. Don't need to try to start from the ground level and ascend at a 90-degree angle. And there is a mineral deposit here. And, well, there are the Geth right on top of it. So it's the big red rhombuses, which means likely either turrets or large armatures or colossi. Well, I can see a turret from there. Very blurry, but it is already shooting at us. Oh, I swear we hit that one. Apparently they hit us, though. They are aiming very well. another one that's much closer, isn't there? One. Where are the other ones? I've been shooting at this one. There we go. That one's down and we actually level up from it. Wow, and at first I only saw a few of those Robinsons. There's a ton of them though. Ooh. Hello, maybe not the safest of places to be chilling out. They're coming from somewhere over here. That one? Maybe? Just hard to see. Ooh. I think that is one. We might need to get closer though. Or this is kind of a nice sniping spot. So we have decent elevation and we do have some cover we can fall back into. But we're just a little too far away. Where are you? Where are they shooting us from? Can they still hit us from here? Don't seem to be firing anymore. Or any that are even further up? I'm guessing that the Death Outpost might be at the very top there. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Now that's the one we already destroyed. I think we kind of just need to take the fight straight to them, unfortunately. Because without being able to see them, hard to tell what the best angle of approach is. We don't know what they can and cannot see. Oh, someone's trying to shoot us. Actually, in theory, there are some that are more in this direction. Yeah, I think I see one now. That's one. Okay, that one's down. Still one more below us, but it's at a bit more of an angle. Oh, well, there's one. Found one. Hello. Don't mind me. Just stopping by. Be just a moment. Just a moment, please. Oh. Just a little more of this. Could have finished it. Now the last one is the one that's down here. That's the one that we got rid of. No, no, it is not. Oh, no, it is. It is. That's just sparking. We have to recheck it out. Yeah, that's interesting. These turrets actually are not at the base itself. You'll see that X on the corner of our mini-map. That's where the actual base is. These are basically... Oh, no, that is very much a turret that is still alive and standing. That's the one we're looking for. I can't go any lower down than this. I can't hit you. Hold on. Angle. Get it over this. Yes, can get over the ledge there. That's good. There we go. Okay, so that's the last of those. We wanna duck down to get the minerals, I suppose. It looks like it may not be too bad to get back up here. Looks like there's a bit of a natural slope over here. Right around where the minerals are, fortunately. Oh, it is the thing we are running over. Let's try maybe here. Oh, I did not really pick the best spot, though. I thought I could go straight in, but not quite. There we go. And light metal, I think, was the one that we... Yeah, we only need one more for. I think we just finished light metals. I think that may be why it showed that we had a journal entry update. Maybe it does that every time you get one of them, because I suppose the number will always go up by one, even if you aren't finishing that given category. Okay, but let's move in toward the base itself. And at least at the moment, it seems as though we got rid of most, if not all, of the enemies that were guarding it. Although, then again, this kind of outpost looks familiar. Suspicious. Appears to be abandoned. Very strange.